Eragon roused himself and rolled to the edge of the bed, looking about the room, which was suffused with the dim glow of a shuttered lantern. Book 2, Eldest. Chapter 2, The Council of Elders. And Chapter 3, Truth Among Friends. Welcome to Eragon and Back Again, a podcast where we explore Christopher Paolini's inheritance cycle, chapter by chapter. I'm Lucy Hart.
And I'm Darien Smartt.
And we once again continue the tradition.
I can't believe it's chapter 2 and Eragon woke. To be fair, Eragon roused himself is new verbiage that we haven't seen before.
Yes.
I'm just very scared.
He woke up again.
I'm just very scared.
Oh, it's funny. I almost closed the book and put it down. Why am I doing that?
Don't know, you need it.
I need the book. I need the book.
Before we get into it more,
Shall
we sparks of inspiration?
Yes. Do you have a spark of inspiration?
I do.
Ooh, yay.
I reorganized my room.
I was noticing. I was looking at it.
With not like a full deep reorganizing, but there's a wall in my room that I've had like fake vines on for a long time, but I had to like bunch them all up and put them on the upper shelves because I got my cat.
Yep.
And Ida wants to eat them, and I don't want her chewing on them because they're not just like fake vines. They're also fake vines with lights in them.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear her chewing on them, and so I finally just kind of took them down, and it, I don't know, made the room feel so much cleaner.
Brighter. And
I've like reorganized the way I have some prints hanging on my wall so they're like all aligned and evenly spaced and also far enough away from my bookshelf where I hope Ida can't jump up and fuck with them. And I moved some shelf stuff around and I have like plushies on one shelf and other figures on another, and I don't know, I did just a little bit of cleaning and maintenance, and it just makes my room feel bigger in a way that I feel like the energy of my space is more comfortable.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, thank you. And this is the room where I do my writing in.
Yeah.
So it is very important that the energy of my space feel comfortable.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. My spark of inspiration is I did a little bit of reorging.
That's good.
And I was procrastinating doing other things while I was doing this instead. But listen, I think it'll pay off in the long run.
It needs to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
I did that to the living room at the house because I was like, I'm done looking at this setup, and so I reorganized it all. And now Vivi has a great view of out the window, which I'm sure he absolutely loves.
Good for Vivi.
Absolutely. But
what
I
about
think
you? Yeah?
My spark of inspiration, and I just had it. Give me a minute.
Yep, that'll come to you.
I've been rereading John Flanagan's Ranger's Apprentice series, and I was talking to Darien about it earlier, but like I think the reason why it got me super excited was I realized that a while ago there's the Ranger's Apprentice series, which is featuring Will and his friends, and they all do this, and then there's like a sequel to the series that's called The Royal Ranger. And that is based on two of the characters, Princess Cassandra and Sir Horace, daughter. I don't remember her name because it's been forever. But it's like featuring her and like her whole deal and adventures and stuff. Yeah, and so I feel like there's a lot more books in her. Yeah, like right now I'm looking at there's 7 books in this, and then it looks like there's going to be an 8th book coming out featuring her. Nice. And I've only read I think 3 I've only read 3 of them. So I was like, there's more?
Yay!
And so I got really excited. So now I'm just binging all of it just because I love it. I just love it so much.
Nice.
And it's really cute because she calls Will Uncle Will.
Aww.
And there's a moment like in her training where she's almost killed by this guy like stalking her or something. They're trying to find like kids are going missing and they're trying to figure out what's going on. And one of the kidnappers realizes she's following him and he tries to like he basically throws like a throwing star at her and she dodges, and it's been ingrained. Her training has been ingrained so far that my whole breath just caught there. The training has gotten the training is so ingrained in her that I think she uses a sling, and she just reacts and just throws something at him and kills him instantly.
Oh no!
And she is so shook by actually doing that for the first time because Will was away and he comes back and she goes, Uncle Will, and then she just breaks down and he's instantly like hugging her and there for her. I'm getting chills thinking about it, but it's like the relationship between them is so cool, and like also this character who I can't remember the name of is just so great and just fresh from like being from Will's perspective for like 12, 13, 14 books. It's just really cool, and I got really excited because again, like I only read 3 and I was like, oh, that's it, that's all right. But then I realized there's 7 and I'm like, there's another one coming out? This is a continuation?
Yay!
Oh my God. So now I'm like binging all of it because it's like one of my favorite series of all time.
Nice.
So yeah.
That's excellent.
Yes. So just a spark of inspiration of getting back into reading.
Yeah, revisiting a favorite and having more to look forward to is a good
absolutely.
One.
All right, let's do it.
The Council of Elders. The fate of the Varden hangs in the balance. Without a leader, the threat of chaos and breakdown loom. Eragon and Saphira are called before the Council of Elders, who seek Eragon's support for their choice of successor, Nasuada, Ajahad's daughter. It's clear the Council seeks to use Nasuada as a puppet and have Eragon's support just to legitimize their own actions. But not in the position to make more enemies, Eragon agrees to the Council's term. Nasuada is summoned and accepts the role to lead the Varden. Truth among friends. The Council is dismissed, and Eragon, Saphira, and Nasuada speak privately. Nasuada reveals that she recognized and anticipated the Council's actions. Impressed by her resolve, Eragon swears fealty to Nasuada, playing the diplomatic long game. After their conference with Nasuada, Eragon and Saphira are confronted by Arya, who is furious, believing that the writer has undermined her long efforts. Once Eragon explains the situation, Arya acknowledges their understanding. After Ajahad's funeral, they will journey to Elsmira for Eragon to train with the elves.
Yep. A lot of political stuff.
We are getting this chapter doesn't I was gonna say introduces the politics that will be prevalent through the series, but that's not true. We got that when Eragon first met Ajahad and Hrothgar. Like we talked about how this was us showing that this story is going to contain this like political chess game. Yeah. This chapter is pulling that back in because now all of a sudden Eragon and Saphira have to make decisions.
Yes.
It's not just us being introduced to the fact that this is an element, but now Eragon and Saphira will have direct influence, and this is going to influence them directly. Yep, it's not abstract.
Yep. Yeah. This is why this chapter, among many others, that as a child I was like, I can't read this book, and had to get the audiobook on CDs to finish the book because I couldn't do it as a kid. I could read the fantasy stuff for hours. I could do all that. As soon as we got into the political stuff, my brain, I just couldn't do it.
How do you feel about it now?
I feel like I feel like I can keep up now. I feel like I understand it better now than I did when I was a lot younger. I feel like that. And I'm like, it's also easier because I am listening to it and I'm not reading it. So I don't know if I tried to read it again, if I just couldn't do it again. But like listening has just made it so much easier.
Yeah, for sure. So this chapter opens with a couple other things that I couldn't figure out how to like delicately word in the synopsis.
Yeah.
So one, the fallout of Saphira and Arya destroying the Star Sapphire.
Yes.
We learn, hey, the dwarves, not jazzed about that.
No, they're not.
They're pretty pissed about it.
Yep. I feel like that is brought up in the first chapter. I don't think we brought up because Arya's there and Eragon talks a little bit about it.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Oh, because I just in the first page it says because Isdar Mithram was shattered, they had been unable to remain in the dragon hold.
Yep.
And so that's what made me think about mentioning it. You're right. It was brought up in the first one.
Yeah.
Another. I know we did this in the last chapter, but another example of being told about a thing but not actually seeing it play out. Flip side, though, this chapter does immediately play out one of the things we were told.
Yep.
Eragon having a lasting chronic injury from his battle with Durza.
Yep.
And it's
rough.
It's brutal.
Yep. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Eragon is... I do like that he is obviously in mourning in this.
Yes.
Where he's... anguish gripped Eragon as he remembered the events of the previous day, Ajahad's passing and the loss of his friends. Tears filled his eyes, spilling over, and he caught one in his hand. And then it also explains they had heard nothing from Arya until late that evening when she emerged from the tunnel weary and footsore. Despite her best efforts and all her magic, the Urgles had escaped her. I found these, she said, and she reveals one of the twins' purple robes and Murtagh's tunic and both of his leather gauntlets. And then she says they were strewn along the edge of a black chasm, the bottom of which no tunnel reaches. And it's like, shit.
Yeah, she says that the Urgles must have stolen their armor and weapons and thrown the bodies into the pit. I scried both Murtagh and the twins and saw naught but shadows of the abyss. I'm sorry, they are gone. And so this is where we get the no, Murtagh's dead.
Yep.
Yeah,
We get the twins and Murtagh have died.
There is no hope. The Urgles killed them and stole their stuff. And it's just so weird that Paolini wrote this prequel book about Murtagh with the red dragon on the cover. I don't even know, man.
Don't even know, man.
Spoiler-free podcast. But then Eragon decides he's going to try to scry them himself. And Luce, how does he do that?
He scries. It's fine. He scries them on the tier. I think it's really. I feel like not the theme.
Symbolism.
The symbolism. Thank you. The symbolism is on point.
Yeah.
Because he scries them through the tear he cried mourning the loss, and he caught in his hand. And he scries them in this little black orb. And I actually do really like the description of he stared at the tear in his hand, a small glistening dome. And decided to do it, and then darkness enveloped the liquid, turning it into a small dot of night on his silver palm, which I really like.
Right, yeah.
I really like how that looks like. I just think it's a bit, like, corny.
It is. No, it is, because when I listened to this on audiobook, too, because I was listening to it while I was driving home, and I thought, like, that's, like you said, the symbolism, the description, like, that's really moving. I think that's, like, feeling the grief. But then when you describe what happens to the person, like, well, he scries him using the tear he caught on his palm, and you're just a little bit like... Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little...
It's great.
When you're in the moment, you're like, yes, obviously the feeling. And then when you step back and you're just like, oh man.
It's fine. It's a good scene.
It's a good scene. But it is a scene that if you're not fully invested in, instantly falls apart.
It's like, oh man.
Instantly.
It's like, that was really corny. I like it.
The tear is not very big, Eragon.
And then
Even if you had seen... Murtagh, how would you have seen him? It's a dot.
It's so
how much
small.
image was I going to show you?
I also do like that after he does that, it says the movement flickered through it like the swish of a bird across a clouded moon, then nothing. Another tear joined the first. And I like that. Mm-hmm. I like the, again, he's holding the tear he cried, and he scries it, and nothing shows up, and then he continues to cry. Like, oh, absolutely. On point. Mm-hmm. I'm just... okay, it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm dunking on it a little too hard. It's a good scene.
It's a good scene, and it really captured like the mourning and the grief.
Yes,
like Eragon
100%.
Has lost his friend.
Absolutely.
We have lost Murtagh. Things are not good. Speaking of not good, Eragon stands up and he's gonna head out.
Yeah.
And immediately a line of pain seared through his torso, driving him to the floor where he writhed, scrabbling at his back. It felt like he was being sawed in half. So this is us actually getting to witness the lasting cost of the
that was
fight
kind of hinted.
Yes. Yeah, where the pain is so substantial. Eragon literally collapses. There is nothing for it. And Saphira can't even help. Like, she just is equally overcome.
And she feels it, too. She growled as a ripping sensation reached her. She tried to soothe him with her own mind, but it was unable to alleviate his suffering. Her tail instinctively lifted as if to fight, which I like, because she wants to fight the whatever's hurting him, but literally
it's
can't.
like that instinct of, like, there is a threat.
Yeah.
Eragon is hurt.
Yes.
I'm supposed to fight that.
Yes. And she can't.
She can't. And when it finally subsides, Saphira lowered her nose and touched him on the arm. Oh, little one.
Yep. And then he admits, like, because it was, and I think this is like, it was worse this time. Mm-hmm. Staggering upright. She let him lean as he wiped the sweat off with a rag. Then he tentatively stepped towards the door. Like, we see the worst it's been, and it's like, oh, yikes. Yeah. Yikes,
things
yikes.
are not good. And we also, like, this is chapter 2.
Yeah.
and it's the worst time for Eragon to have to deal with that. This just what triggered it. He was
they were chatting.
He bent down to lift up Snowfire's saddle.
Yeah,
and it just like it's this.
Yeah, he strapped on Zarek and his bow, then bent down.
Yep, and this is the worst. I mean, there's never a good time to deal with this kind of like chronic pain, this injury, but. Eragon has to go train with the elves. He needs to be trying to help keep the Varden together. Yep. Like, how many people know this is happening? Probably just Saphira. Like, do Angela and Arya know? Like, how debilitating this is, for him to have to, like...
Because he can't even, like, bend down. He can't even bend down to pick up something, which he probably has done countless times before.
Yeah. And so we recognize that this is going to be a challenge that is going to make everything that's already hard so much harder.
Yep.
But they gotta go. They gotta make an appearance. They can't hide away. I like this like throwaway line, not throwaway line, but like Eragon's eating and people seem to want to come and like talk to him.
Yeah.
But
Saphira's like,
just
back
a little
off.
growl. Like, no, I think not. But eventually she says like, hey, there's someone I can't scare away.
Yep. And it's a boy.
It's just a boy.
Yep. Which I like. That dude's so brave.
Yeah. You've been summoned, Arjlahem, to speak before the Council of Elders. Who are they?
And he goes, I like how he's so confused. He's like, the council is our people. That is the Varden choose to speak on our behalf to Ajahad.
And he's like, I've literally never heard of these people before.
Yep.
They speak. So the council is like picked by the people.
Yeah.
They're like the representatives who went to Ajahad.
Yep.
Being like, this was up. And they're like, okay. So they go off. We see the council is made up of 5 people.
Yep.
One of them is Jormungandr.
Yep.
Okay. And then we've got, where are their descriptions? Seated there were Jormungandr and 2 other men, one tall and one broad, a woman with pinched lips, close-set eyes, and elaborately painted cheeks, and a second woman with an immense pile of gray hair above a matronly face, belied by a dagger peeking out of the vast hills of her bodice. Does this woman have a knife stuck between her boobs?
Yeah. Belied by a dagger hilt peeking out. I thought, I think as a kid, I read that as the vast hills of her bodice, and I read that as, her bodice having, a lot of ruffles. But as an adult, I'm like, no, she's got giant boobs.
Yeah, this lady's got
massive.
This old lady's got giant titties.
Yep.
And she's got a dagger
enough
there.
for a dagger to, dagger hilt to peek out. What an uncomfortable way. What if you pull it out, and it unsheaths and, cuts you?
You're right, it must be sheathed. I thought... You're right, it's
gotta be
definitely
sheathed.
sheathed.
She's got a blade
between her breasts.
She's got a blade back in there.
God damn it. Yeah, no, that makes the most sense. I was into her initially. I'm like, that seems cool. Where were y'all during the fight? Well, we'll find out later.
Yeah.
I'm not going to learn any of their names.
Yep.
I'm making the decision not to learn any of their names.
That's fair. I do like Eragon ends up sitting in a bunch of empty seats, forcing the council to turn to look at him, which is such a power move. I'm here for it.
And essentially they're like, listen, we got to pick. Well, I love how he also says, wait, who is this?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, no, he says,
and
the twins part of the council.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. They were slime, worse than slime, leeches that worked only for their own benefit. They had no desire to serve the Varden. And I'm just like, then why were they in the Varden?
Yeah, weird, right?
I keep going back to the whole, if everyone hated them and they were awful and they were, no allegiance whatsoever, why were they there?
Well, I think we talked about, Aja had inherited them from the previous ones, and they were just too valuable to get rid of.
Yeah, and I also feel even if, dislike is not enough to, send somebody away if they, were valuable part, and they were valuable, obviously.
Yeah, and,
so
the other magic users, and, yeah. But yeah,
anyway,
it's no one liked these guys. They were unlikable.
Yep. The council didn't like them. Jormungandr and all the other soldiers didn't like them because they were banned from the training grounds.
Ajahad and Nasuada didn't like them.
Yeah, and it's who the hell liked these guys? Apparently nobody.
Arya doesn't like them.
Angela
doesn't like them.
Nope. It's okay. They made themselves very unpopular.
Okay, so essentially they're like, listen, we got to pick a leader right away before anybody else tries to make a power move. Yep. We want your help in supporting us in that because it'll send a message of comfort and stability to the people because you are the hero who killed the Shade and ended the war. Or not, ended the battle. Yep. Before we reveal who it is, you must give us your word of honor that whether you agree or disagree with us, nothing of our discussion will leave this room. And I love Eragon, and I love Eragon and Saphira get to just have sidebars all the time.
All the time. And that's I love because it's they don't even consider Saphira.
That's what she says. Yeah. She's like, they haven't asked me to pledge anything. I can always tell Arya what they say if needed. Silly of them forgetting that I am intelligent as any human.
Yep.
And that is a theme.
Yep.
Of how characters are presented to the readers, what we are supposed to feel about them largely reflects how they treat Saphira. We liked Murtagh from the jump because he always treated Saphira like
he always included her.
She was another member of the party. Yes. She was not like Eragon's big scary horse.
Yep.
She was a person.
Yep.
We see Nasuada for the first time.
Greets.
She's like wanting to speak to Eragon, and she bows to Saphira and greets her.
And talks to her.
Yeah, we see like Auric initially being dismissive of Saphira and then correcting himself immediately.
Yes.
I think Ajahad was the same.
Yes,
he spoke to Saphira.
Yes.
The council doesn't. They only speak to Eragon. They say they want Eragon support. We want they don't refer to Saphira.
Yeah. And I will say, like, through all of this, I feel like the council, the vibe is like, oh, they're being sneaky, kind of, not like awful people, but they are kind of like wanting to stay in power kind of thing. And I'm really disappointed because I really liked Jormungandr, but being part of the council groups him in with them.
Instantly
and
I find him less likable.
Yeah, and that was for me, it's like, it's almost like this disappointment on my behalf because I'm like, man, I really liked him. I really did like him, but they keep saying, oh, the council, in this like negative tone. And it's like Jormungandr is included in that, but they keep saying, like, Eragon even later on, he's like, well, I think Jormungandr is like a good person, but the other council members no. But I'm like, he is still part of the council. He is the one. I think he is at least in the audiobook, Jormungandr is the one that answers Eragon's question. Now, who do you want to lead the Varden? Nasuada. Jormungandr is the one that answers that.
Yeah.
I don't think they say who does this in here, but just, again, in the audiobook, it's Jormungandr. So he's the one that says it. He's the one, I feel like he's the one that's also leading.
That's interesting. You're right, because I'm looking at it, because the last person to speak is Falbard.
Yeah.
And he's the one that says, you will agree to our terms. Very well. You have my word. Now, who do you want to lead the Varden? Nasuada.
Maybe it was him.
Now, I feel like it would have.
It would have been.
Say who else speaks.
It doesn't say who else speaks, so it must have been him.
But I think, well, the thing about like what the kid, Joshua, yeah, he says like, oh, the council are the people, or the group of individuals that the people picked, to represent them to Ajahad.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's kind of feels like it's almost like Congress.
Yeah.
But the people voted.
I don't know if he says they pick.
Yeah.
The council
that
are we people.
That is the Varden
chose to speak.
Yep,
nope, you're right, you're right.
So we don't know how they were picked, but I mean, they must have some degree of influence, authority, or respect.
Yes.
And like with Jormungandr, who is already like Ajahad's like right-hand man and a leader of the military, essentially, like that would be how he would navigate it. But he's still part of
He speaks for like the soldiers.
Yes,
is kind of
probably. But you're right. He's still part of this
council.
Group that is kind
vying
of like
for power.
Because it's like when they're like, oh, Nasuada, and Eragon's like, yeah, that's a great idea. He had not considered Nasuada for succession because of her youth. She was just a few years older than Eragon. No real reason existed, of course, for her not to lead. I like that line because it feels like, hey, she's a girl, but like that's fine. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Paolini.
Good. Solid nod.
Thanks,
yes.
We'll move on. But why would the Council of Elders want her? What would they benefits? And he's like, okay. And Eragon's like, no, she's a fine choice.
Yeah,
but
they're like,
why?
Because that's like, even Saphira goes like, she's got some steel in her.
She would be like her father.
Yeah, and so they're like, interesting. And then, what's his face? Elisari pressed herself against the table's edge as she leaned forward. I had already been here for 7 years when Ajahad joined the Varden. I've watched Nasuada grow up from a darling girl to the woman she is. A trifle light-headed occasionally, but a good figure to lead the Varden. The people will love her. Now she patted herself affectionately on the bosom, and my friends will be here to guide her through these troubled times. She will never be without someone to show her the way. Inexperience should be no barrier to her taking her rightful position. And then Eragon's like, oh, they want a puppet.
There it is.
Yeah, they want someone they can easily control, or who they think they can easily
that's
control.
The line. Because I also like how before they get to that, he's like, well, why not you, Jormungandr?
Yeah.
And there's like this, like, everyone gets really tense
Super
about
tense,
it.
yeah.
And he's like,
I like how he... Yeah, no, go ahead.
So they're all like looking at each other darkly, sitting straighter. Well, Asari just smiled, the dagger jiggling on her chest. And you know what, respectively, this isn't like male author describes lady. Like, even though we were like referring to her boobs, it just, I don't know, it feels different in a way that I'm like, that's kind of funny. I'm not mad, that's pretty funny.
Because I feel like it's supposed to be kind of threatening. In a way?
I can't tell if it's supposed to make them look ridiculous. Well, the women especially get way more descriptions than the men do.
Yeah.
One is just tall, one is broad.
Yeah.
One lady has a bunch of makeup on, and one's an old lady with big boobs and a knife in her boobs. And I did think that was interesting that we've got these descriptors where it's like, especially when you describe makeup as being painted on, that is largely derogatory.
Yeah.
And that makes her look like a clown, and this other lady looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
So... That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he says, like, well, you know, Ajahad just spoke on, like, military matters, but I'm a member of the council, which only has power because we support one another. It would be foolish and dangerous for one of us to rise himself above the rest.
Yep.
And it makes me wonder, I'm like, is that Jormungandr saying the right things, but when he would want to actually be in charge?
Yeah.
Or is it him reminding the rest of them?
Yeah.
Not to, because he's like, I legitimately think, because it'd be interesting to know if he legitimately thinks that that is true. That he's like, it would be unwise for me to try to lead because I'm a member of the council and that's not how this power system should work. Or if he actually, and he was reminding them not to step.
Yeah.
Or if it's like he's just saying the right thing. And we don't know that, but I think that's like part of the scene.
Yeah, I also think that Saphira has a really good point, or just like her observation. He probably would have taken power if it were possible to force the others to back him. Just look at how they eye him. He's like a wolf in their midst. A wolf in a pack of jackals, perhaps, which I
they're
love.
all like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when we get to think about Nasuada and him realizing that they just want a puppet.
Yep.
But he's also like, I can't do it. And they also want Eragon to swear fealty to the Varden.
Yes. There it's like, we want you to be present at the appointing. No one, not even Hrothgar, can complain about it then. And to swear fealty to the Varden. That will give back the confidence Ajahad's death has stolen from the people and prevent anyone from trying to splinter this organization. Fealty? And I'm like, yeah, that's a big freaking word, y'all.
Yeah. And then Saphira chimes in, notice, they don't want you to swear fealty to Nasuada, just to the Varden. Yes, and they want to be the ones to appoint Nasuada, which would indicate that the council is more powerful than she. They could have asked Arya or us to appoint her, but that would mean acknowledging whoever did it as above everyone in the Varden. That way they assert their superiority over Nasuada, gaining control over us through fealty, and also getting the benefit of having a writer endorse Nasuada in public.
Yep.
Eragon is like, we've praised Eragon for being clever from the jump.
Yes.
Like, he's always been a very intelligent character.
Yep.
And so I am like, him being able to like start to play this kind of game and see things from the bigger picture.
Yep.
I like a lot. I don't feel like this comes, I mean, this is the first time Eragon is having to think like this. But I don't think it's coming out of nowhere.
No, I also think it goes back to, because he was a farm boy at the beginning of this. He should know really nothing of this, but we have to remember that Brahm, when they were traveling, gave him a bunch of, like, made him think outside the box, like gave him situations in which he had to think about stuff and do all these things in political situations. And so, no, this absolutely makes sense, especially when Eragon being plopped into this.
Yeah.
He's thinking about, okay, who wants control? Who's doing this? How would they benefit? And I even think he thinks about, like,
Brahm always told him to look at a situation from every angle.
Exactly. And so, yeah, I think it really comes together and it really makes sense. And it's just like, you go, Eragon. You see through their lies, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Or you see what they're not saying.
Yes, exactly. Read between the lines.
Like,
absolutely.
Because they're right. Nasuada would make a good leader. Because we know that about her. She would, and she also is someone that the people would like. She is Ajahad's daughter.
Yeah.
And having Eragon support her would, like, everything they're saying is true. They are just carefully not disclosing how this directly benefits them and allows them to continue to have like power.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
That's the bad. Yep.
And Eragon like kind of pushes back, like, well, what happens if I don't want to do this?
Yes.
And you could tell like that would be unwise.
Yep.
With Ajahad gone, said Saphira, it may be impossible to remain independent of every group as he wanted us to. We cannot anger the Varden, and if this council is to control it once Nasuada is in place, then we must appease them. Because that was something Ajahad wanted. Like, he never asked Eragon to swear fealty to the Varden. He didn't want Eragon to be beholden to anybody. He wanted him to remain completely independent.
Yes.
Because Ajahad recognized that the writers being independent entity would allow for the best outcome with this kind of power. Granted, you also have to assume that the writers being independent only works if each writer is not a maniac.
Yeah.
Like, systems of power tend to, or certain systems only work when everybody within the system agrees to play by the rules.
Yeah.
And if one person doesn't, I don't know, things go bad.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, it's 2025. But specifically, like, that is what Ajahad is looking at.
Yeah.
He, at that point, asked Eragon to remain that way because he's like, you are a good person. And you are someone who can be trusted to make sure things are good.
Yep.
And you cannot do that if you are expected to bow to someone else's whim or politics.
Yep, absolutely.
But it says like Eragon no longer gets to step out and not be a part of that game. He's got to be in it.
Yep. I do want to point out one of Saphira. I really like this line from Saphira. They act as much out of self-preservation as we do, which I think is a good point because it's like they might be like vying for power, which is like all not great. But I think ultimately, hopefully, their overall goal is to keep the Vardens safe. And so that's hopefully their whole angle for this.
Yeah, they're like, maybe they're not trying to manipulate. Like, we want Nasuada as a puppet, not to get ourselves more power, but just to keep the status
ensure,
quo.
Yes, exactly.
And so then Eragon ends up being like, okay, fine, I'm on your team. Let's do this, because he doesn't have another way out. So they summon Arya and Nasuada.
Yep.
I love Nasuada's description.
Oh, yes.
First came Nasuada, chin held high, eyes steady. Her embroidered gown was the deepest shade of black, darker than even her own skin, broken by a sash of royal purple that stretched from shoulder to hip. Behind her was Arya, her stride lithe and smooth as a cat's, and an openly awe-struck Jarsha. Yeah, I'm sure.
These two women, and he's just like, oh my
God. But I love, of course, Nasuada's wearing black. She's in mourning. We've established earlier in the chapter, like a lot of women, everyone is wearing black, mourning Ajahad's death. So her, of course, she's wearing this, but the sash of royal purple, like it communicates she's still, because Ajahad also wore purple. And we talked about the twins wore it too.
Yes.
So like colors communicate things. Yes. And it is, while she is in mourning, and of course she is in mourning, she is not going to let anyone forget who she is.
Yes.
Even though with this rest of the sequence, she's described as being very demure, lowering her eyes, air of vulnerability that made Eragon want to comfort her. Like,
her demeanor was tragically different from that of the energetic young woman who had visited him and Saphira in the dragon hold before the battle.
Yeah. And I think, like, that all makes sense. Like, her dad died. This is tragic. This is suffering.
Absolutely.
Like, the last conversation she had with him was him angry at her for... I didn't even think about that until just now. The last time she spoke to him, because it was the last time Eragon had seen Ajahad, he was angry at her for disobeying and being in the battle. And that's the last time she got to speak to her dad.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah. That would break anybody. Absolutely. And she appears... maybe not broken, but like on the verge. Yes. Yeah. Fragile. Absolutely.
They say like, hey, as his heir, it is rightfully yours. The Varden expected of you. I never thought I'd be called upon to take my father's place so young. Yet, if you insist that it is my duty, I will embrace the office. The council are instantly like, so this gets to the next chapter, just slides right in. They're instantly like beamed with triumph, pleased that Nasuada had done what they wanted.
And that we do insist.
Oh, also Eragon had Saphira tell Arya the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, let her know what's up.
Yeah, like absolutely let her know, because Saphira didn't swear to anything. So
yeah, like, hey, let her know. So
let her know. I'm not breaking my vow. So
great. And hey, Arya wants to talk to us afterwards.
Yeah, oh hey, yeah. I love, just like with the context of this chapter, that fucking last sentence from Nasuada is choice.
So
it hits so much harder knowing that she played them as they were trying to play her. Like, oh, let's fucking go, dude.
Yep.
Yes.
They asked like Arya if the elves are gonna be like on board with this. She's like, I can't speak for my queen, but like I find no objection to it. They say, like, Jormungandr says, we will make all the arrangements. I promise you will not be troubled until after the funeral. Again, thank you. Would you leave me now? I need time to consider how to best honor my father and serve the Varden. You have given me much to ponder. As she dismisses them.
She just dismisses.
And they're like, whoa, hold on. But, like, one of the dudes looks like he's about to, like, object.
Protest.
Like, oh, no, of course. Give whatever piece you need. Eragon, will you please stay?
And then everyone's like, excuse me? hold on. What?
And I like this whole back and forth. She's like, you haven't said hi to me. What's up? And he's like, I don't know what to say right now. This is like a lot.
Yeah.
But then he throws a magic barrier around.
Yep.
There. Now we may speak without being overheard by man, dwarf, or elf. Nasuada's posture softened. Thank you, Eragon. You don't know what a gift that is. Her words were stronger and more self-assured than before.
And it's like, what?
What? She's been playing
a
part. She knows exactly. So then Saphira, like, they have this whole like moment of like eye to eye dragging and inspecting her. And then tell her, said Saphira, that I grieve for her and her loss. Also that her strength must become the Varden's when she assume Ajahad's mantle. They will need a sure guide. And Eragon doesn't. It's like, I like, because Saphira did this to Ajahad too. She did the whole, like, whatever, this, like, dragon inspecting your worth thing. And did not find him wanting.
Yep.
And same with Nasuada.
Yep.
And Eragon tells her,
what
Arya,
Ajahada said
about what he said. 'Cause he's
Yep.
like, I didn't want anyone to interpret that as him picking me to lead. I
Yeah.
just wanted you to know. And she's like, oh, yeah, for sure. I want you to understand that I have no desire to usurp the Varden's leadership.
Yep.
And Nasuada laughed bitterly.
This whole paragraph is
so
amazing.
But that leadership isn't to be me, is it? I know why you were here before me and what the council is trying to do. Do you think in the years that I served my father, we never planned for this eventuality? I expected the council to do exactly what it did. And now everything is in place for me to take command of the Varden. She had
her and her dad.
Yeah, they knew.
Planned. They knew.
They're like, listen, Aja has caught, like, something could happen to me the instant. Like, what will the council want to do? They'll want to keep themselves in power. They want to keep the Varden together.
Yep.
You were the obvious choice as the heir, even though he's not king.
Yeah, but it's like, my big thing too is I'm like, they played the long game because Nasuada had to present herself in a way that they would pick her, certainly, thinking that they could control her.
Yeah.
So she had been playing this game,
Yeah.
her and her dad,
They can
long term.
never let them know how capable you truly are.
Yeah, and so that
they never let them find you to be a threat.
because it's like, we need to make, like, her and Ashahad having a conversation. We don't ever see or hear about this, but I feel like they would have a conversation about, okay, you need to present yourself in this way to make sure that they pick you because your ideas are my ideas are your ideas.
I trust you. You will be.
Yes, you will be a good leader,
Yeah.
and they must never know how, like what you said, they must never know how capable you are.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's the real reason. Also, you must look like you can be controlled.
Yes.
You cannot be a wild card. I wonder if that's the real reason Ajahad was angry that she had disobeyed and stayed
Yeah.
Not that she'd put herself in danger, because I don't really think like, we know Nasuada is capable.
Yeah.
I don't really think he was like, you could have been in danger, you need to leave with the women. He was probably more just like, hey, if you are a wild card and if they think they can't control you, then, like, we lose everything.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't thinking of the long game. You
Yeah.
always have to be thinking of
the
the long game.
Yep.
And so she is. And so when we see this, like, woman who is, I'm sure, feels this grief deeply.
Yeah,
like,
and I mean,
this is
she
not-
does say, she even, like, my father, she faltered briefly. My father's work will not go unfinished. So she's absolutely
Yeah, she's
feeling
not
it.
playing the role of a grieving daughter.
Yes.
She is a grieving daughter.
Yes.
She is just letting that be all they see, though.
Yes.
She is not letting them know that she is still calculating, that she has steel, as Saphira said.
Yep.
Like, she has to make them see this.
Yep.
Because she says, now I'm in the position where I will be in control of the Varden.
Yep.
Like, they are literally about to hand her control,
Yep.
and they can't take that away.
Nope.
And because they think they're giving it to someone that's like, well, we can advise her. She'll do what
she'll never
she'll-
be
yeah.
alone.
Like, yep. And
She doesn't need you.
so, I love, that is what because it's like, you have no intention of letting them rule you. No.
Yep.
That is what I want you as a writer to understand. All of Ajahad's plans, all his strategies and goals, they are mine now.
Yep.
I will not fail him by being weak. The empire will be brought down. Galbatorix will be dethroned. And the rightful government will be raised. Like, Nasuada is our character who is going to be the one who's truly in this political game.
Yes.
Because it's not going to be Eragon. Eragon's got to do the magic adventure stuff. But this narrative is about this political, like, game of chess that's going on. Because once we kill the mad tyrant, that's not the end. Like, you need a government. Like, you need a plan. And so, like, she is, like, I like she says, like, a rightful government will be raised.
Yeah.
Like, we are not done. It's not just about killing Galbatorix. It is about establishing structure
Yes.
and security.
Absolutely.
And she is the character that's going to represent that.
Yep.
And he's like, okay. And everyone's like, well, what do you want of me? And she's like, the council members are fools if they think they can control you.
Which is so good.
And it's essentially like, you should continue down the path laid down. You'll go with Arya and the elves, be instructed there, and then return to the Varden.
Yep.
And she's just being honest.
Yeah.
Like, this is she is not playing games. She is saying it, unlike the Varden who only said what they wanted Eragon to hear. Nasuada's telling him everything.
Fully.
She's showing him her entire
Oh,
hand.
absolutely.
And that works.
Yep. And then they play the freaking counselor thinks they've trapped Eragon, and Eragon plays the one loophole that they didn't see coming because they don't see Nasuada coming, where they forced him to promise that they'd swear fealty, but they didn't specify on who
they
he
just
should...
said, oh, you'll swear fealty to the Varden.
Yes.
And that can reasonably be interpreted as to the leader of the Varden.
Specifically,
Yeah.
Nasuada.
Like, they didn't say not Nasuada, just the Varden, but that's what they meant,
Yes.
right? But Eragon's like, okay, yeah, I can play this game. And so he does. He gives her Zarak and kneels before her. And, like, And he says, it's so good. I offer you my blade and my fealty as a rider.
Yep.
It's really good. And
Yes.
Nasuada's like taken aback for a moment, but she's in. She's like, okay, let's do it. She takes the sword. We get the scene of the queen and her knight.
Yep.
And it's great.
It's very good. Rise as my vassal and take your sword.
And then he's like, okay, so now that you're a master, I'm telling you the whole thing.
I'm just telling you everything.
I have to now, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I would be weird if I didn't.
Yep.
That's how this works.
Yes. So now I can tell you openly, as my master, the council made me agree to swear to the Varden once you were appointed. This was the only way Saphira and I could circumvent them. Nasuada laughed with genuine delight. I see you have already learned how to play our game. Very well. As my newest and only vassal, will you agree to give your fealty to me again in public when the council expects your vow?
Of course.
And I can't
Let's
wait
go!
to see their fucking faces.
Oh my
Let's
God!
fucking go.
That's gonna be so fun.
Oh, so
but I
good.
also like, she's like, remember, Eragon, the bond we have created is equally binding.
Yep.
I am as responsible for your actions as you are required to serve me. Do not dishonor me.
Yep.
Nor you I like that. Oh,
I like that a lot.
Listen, we both recognize what we just did.
Yes.
And it's heavy. This is, and they're young.
Yes.
But neither of them are ignorant.
Yep.
And I also love this, how she gives Eragon her condolences too. Like, no one else has done that. She's like, while I have lost my father, you have also lost a friend. I liked Murtagh a great deal, and it saddens me that he is gone. And I don't think anyone else in the Varden feels sorrow for Murtagh being gone. They feel grief for Eragon.
Yes.
Probably. Like, even Arya is, like, bummed out probably for Eragon.
Yeah.
But, like, has any opinion about Murtagh being gone? No, probably not.
Yep.
But Nasuada does, and like that moment of also like, this was super cool. We see this character who's incredibly competent, who's like clever and playing this game.
Yep.
But is human and empathetic.
Yes.
And that's
absolutely
so good.
Yep.
Yeah. This was fun. I like this chapter a lot.
Yep.
And we get to Arya, who's pissed.
Who's so angry because that's the thing. Like, all she knows is that Eragon agreed. All she knows is Eragon agreed to do whatever the council did, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? What I love is like, you've ruined a lifetime of work. And I'm like, yeah, because she's been doing this for 70 years, and that is a lifetime.
Yeah. Like, I see you siding with the council, willfully or not, to control Nasuada?
Yeah.
Like, she is so mad, and
Pissed.
Eragon's like, okay, here's what's up.
She's like, oh, okay, hold on.
Okay,
she's like,
you understand more than I realize.
Yeah, and I do like her line when she finally understands, where she goes, okay, you're still in a position that I'm not happy about, but it's not as bad as I thought. Like, you actually kind of thought things through. Okay.
Your compromise will be accepted by the elves, though you must never forget your debt to us for Saphira.
Yep.
There would be no riders without our efforts. The debt is burned into my blood and my palm.
Which is like, yeah.
Big.
Yep. The only reason why Eragon can do magic is because he's a writer.
What is she? So she says, I have spent 7 decades representing my queen here, and then 15 of which I bore Saphira's egg between the Varden and the elves.
Yep.
So 70 years of just doing, and Eragon's like, damn, she's old. It's like, yeah, man, older than 70.
Yeah, way
like,
older
to be fair,
than 70.
She was sent here because she was important and valuable.
Yeah.
So, like, she had years before that to get into that position to begin with.
Absolutely. So she is a lot. Well, I don't know about a lot older than 70, but assumedly a lot older than 70.
Yeah. And Eragon's like desperately trying to like, let's change the subject. And he asks her like, you've been gone for such a long time. Do you miss Elsmira, or did you live elsewhere? And she says like, Elsmira was and always will be my home. I've not lived in my family's house since I left for the Varden, when the walls and windows were draped with spring's first flowers. Damn.
Yeah. I do like that because it does give a tone. Even like, I feel like regardless of how you're reading it, it gives it a wistful tone.
Yeah,
like
she remembers the day she left.
And she's just like, I do really wish I was back there. And it's
just
like,
like,
girl, I feel it.
Living there, like that stability.
Yep.
It must be hard to live among these dwarves and humans without any of your own kind. She cocked her head. You speak of humans as if you weren't one. Perhaps. Perhaps I am something else. A mixture of 2 races. Saphira lives inside me as much as I her. We show feelings, senses, thoughts, even to the point where we are more one mind than 2. And that's the first time we're introduced to that.
Yeah.
This idea that Eragon is not human.
Not fully human
human anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that he and Saphira's shared experiences set them apart from everyone else. And I like that. And it's a small introduction to this idea that we haven't like put a name to before. I don't even think like have had that be a thing before.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been said aloud in the way that this is, because there's been moments where Saphira and Eragon merge minds together fully, but it's never been like or set out like this.
Or Eragon thinks about how like the responsibility he has as a writer, but not how that very essence of being a writer sets him apart from literally everyone else. Yeah,
I keep thinking about the moment where she pulled his consciousness into her mind to show him how she sees the world. Where it's like and mostly tinges of blue and stuff like that. And they beat their wings and move their tail.
Yeah.
And so I keep thinking about that. But so it's like we get moments like that, but it's never been said in a way to consider that because of that, he's not human anymore.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
It's excellent.
Yes.
And so it ends with Arya talking about how, you know, you won't understand what it means to be a writer until your training is complete, but we must wait until after the funeral. In the meantime, may the stars watch over you.
Yep. And then she departs. And Eragon says, "Is it me or is everyone on edge today? Like Arya, one moment she's angry, the next she's giving me a blessing." And Saphira, go ahead.
No one will be comfortable until things return to normal.
Define normal. And I fucking love that.
Yeah.
It's so like, I feel it. I also want to mention briefly Arya's deflection of Eragon asking questions about her life, where he goes, "Oh, it must be hard living with these dwarves and humans," and she asks him a question to deflect.
Yeah, like she's like, "You speak as if you're not one," and then like that takes it off. She never answers him,
and she does never answers
and puts it back on him.
Yeah, because it's like she's willing to answer questions. I feel like that really describes her character. Again, we're going back to shown not told. We're shown that Arya does not want to talk about her past in this very small deflection.
Yeah, like she shares a little bit.
She shares a little bit. She shows a little bit about her home, but as he continues to ask, she goes, "Nope, we're not.
Like she's not an open book. They're not close like that."
Yes, exactly. She's like, "I'm not sharing that info with you."
It's so good. Yeah, these chapters are really like what kicks it into high gear.
Heavy hitters. Like the first book, so slow, like a slow rev.
Yes,
and then these ones are like, we are right here, we are going, let's do it, kind of thing.
I'm so jazzed.
Yes, agreed. Same.
I've got a couple, like literally just a couple listener comments from our break from our last episode. I'd love to share now. From our mailbag episode from Ronelia, who is also, thank you, Ronelia, is one of our patrons.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited for you to get to the Rowan arc.
Sorry. I am also very excited.
Y'all, the next chapter
is the next chapter.
Rowan. I'm so excited.
Okay, anyway, sorry. Please continue.
Also, I really like when Eragon finds out the consequences of his blessing, but that made my interest in linguistics and how words change between languages over time. So cool. I wonder what that's all about. How interesting. A shout out to Dre, who left a comment on our very first episode.
Ooh.
I just discovered the podcast. I'm really excited because it's one of my favorite book series, and I get to hear two women discuss it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I have some issues with Paolini's writing style, but a lot of that comes from his age. But there are some strong characters, and even if it borrows heavily from other fantasy, it still works. One note, and I won't get too squirrely, but the series actually does switch to other characters' POV at some point for quite a while, and I'm like, yeah.
Let's freaking go.
Go.
Yep.
In the next one, for the time being.
We have to wait to not talk about that one just yet.
Not yet, but we will. I guess here's a good listener question. Like, do you like political intrigue narratives? And if you do, what are your favorite ones?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear some recommendations. Oh, I know we need a writing takeaway.
I'm also wondering, like, if you're gonna have a character, if you want to surprise your audience with a character who pretends to be like not in power and then like reveals that they're the ones in power.
Mhm.
Like, do it like in a very subtle way, because this is very subtle how Nasuada takes it. But I also don't know how that we could fit that into a giveaway.
Yeah, like how would it be? I know I like that. It's the weaving that thread, something like that of the like I don't know, earn it. Like if Nasuada had seemed meek and unimpressive when we first met her, right?
Yeah.
Like if she hadn't like acknowledged Saphira from the jump, like the sash of purple, like then all of a sudden this turn of her being like, actually, I've been in control the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wouldn't feel. It wouldn't work if she wasn't a character we were supposed to like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's the thing. If she was a character we weren't supposed to like, then that would work because we would have felt lied to.
Yes.
We're supposed to root for her. We're supposed to like her. So we've always kind of been in on her secret.
Yes.
And now it's just her proving who she is to us.
Yes.
So I guess if you're going to do this kind of mask reveal, figure out what the audience is supposed to feel for the character.
Yeah.
Like, if we're supposed to like her, it shouldn't feel like we were tricked.
Yes.
The council was tricked, and that's what makes it satisfying.
Yes. But, don't trick your audience, trick your characters.
Yeah. Like if you still want us to like a character who's lying. We don't want to be lied to.
Yes. So, sidebar, you can cut this if you want. Fucking Snape. Yeah, like that. If we want to like a character, don't make him a fucking dick through all of the books, and then be like, actually, he was a good guy the whole time. No, so like that. I think that's on point. You can cut all that if you want to.
Nah,
but
yeah,
I'm like, it fucking.
No,
that's exactly what that is.
That is. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Yep.
If you want us to like a character, what you were saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reiterating now.
No, perfect. Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, as always, hit us up on Instagram. Shoot us an email. You can leave a comment on Patreon. Or not Patreon. I mean, you can leave a comment on Patreon if you want to. You can join us over on the Dragon's Keep.
There you go.
Our bonus feed where we talk about other dragon
stuff.
That's patreon.com/EABA. Like we've talked about a lot of stuff from everything from Dragons of Fantasy Made Real to Dragonology to The Reluctant Dragon, a 1941 Disney picture.
Yes.
And if that sounds fun to you, go check it out. It's $5 a month for an extra piece of the podcast where we talk about other dragon things stuff. And other kinds of stories.
And I feel like if y'all want to hook, I think the next one we're going to do is Dragon Wars, D-Wars.
Yeah, an American Korean sci-fi fantasy trash monster movie. So yeah. If you want to listen, I know I talked last episode, like, I don't like just to rip things apart. I think we're going to rip that one apart.
Absolutely
so if you wish we would have claws out more often, just the Patreon for $5 a month. It gets you literally every bonus episode we've released so far. And and
then all that money goes into, like, improving the show in some way. Like, it helped pay for our art.
Yeah, do you like the new cover?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, it helped.
We have it.
Yep.
It's really cool.
It's so super cute. It's super nice. I like it very much.
But yeah, join us there. Or, if you aren't in a position where you can financially support, like, we totally understand that.
Absolutely.
Just listening to the podcast, like, engaging in those comments.
Engaging with us.
Telling
Absolutely.
people about the podcast.
Yes.
Helps a whole lot. Leaving a review. Like, a review tells people, or a rating, it tells people that this thing that you may be considering, like, engaging with is in fact worth your time.
Yeah.
And if you think that this show is worth people's time, maybe you don't have anyone in your real life that you think would like that, leaving a review to tell other people that might be considering it helps a whole lot.
A lot.
So if you like the show, thank you so much for listening, for spending time with us, talking about this, and we'd love to hear from y'all however you feel most comfortable engaging.
Absolutely. Always love to hear from our listeners.
Absolutely. And until next time, she's Lucy Hart.
And she's Darien Smartt.
And this is Eragon.
And back again.